T Rich, Phil, what up? Jams, what up, man? Danny Webb, appreciate $10 super chat, homie. G Brown, I see you, man. Tow Truck, what up, homie? Been a minute, man. Salute to you, bro. All right, let's get into this thing, man. Now, I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I have a problem with women making money. With my background, man, with the guys who raised me, man, it's all great for me for a woman to make money, but she can't be a wife and be educated and have a career at the same time. Now I know that sounds controversial because yes, she can be in those two positions, but we're not talking about the positions. We're talking about doing the job. See, that's the problem in this society. There are too many women in a wife position that don't know how to do the job. That don't have the time to do the job. That don't have the energy to do the job. That don't have the desire to do the job. And certainly don't have the training to do the job. Look how long it takes a woman to get a career. She got to go to 12 years of high school. She got to go through 4 years of undergrad, 2 or 3 years of master, 2 or 3 more years of PhD. And as if she grinds straight through before she can become professional at anything else. Now, how is that woman who been trained all that time to become a professional, whatever it is, going to be prepared to be a wife when it takes just as much training to be a wife? Somebody help me understand it. Are we going to take a deep dive tonight, homies? Tow Truck, appreciate the $20 super sticker, man. Hippo character flips around. Man, I be reading that. They be defining the super sticker, man. My bad. JC, what's up, man? Appreciate the $5 super chat. Salute to the atmosphere. Can't wait to roll these Texas streets, jamming that alpha music. I'm a whip that thing bang. All right. Oh, in my whip, that thing banging. All right, bro. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. So, man, I ask you guys, why is it that we'll allow a woman who spent her whole life becoming a professional at one thing dive into our lives and become and listen, wife is a professional position. It's not girlfriend. It's not prom date. It's not high school dance date. It's not college sweetheart. It's not high school sweetheart. Wife is a professional position. That's the problem that we face in this society. Women have decided that the professional position they want is a position that requires them going to education, going to get in debt and do all of that. Here's my thing. I want y'all to understand this, man. We're going to take a deep dive and put some pippin in this thing. We're going to put some ism in this thing. Y'all tell me this. Why is it okay for your woman to go and get into $100,000 worth of debt that she got to pay back to get a job that she may or may not be able to pay it back with, but it's not okay for her to go to work and bring you all the money home? She going to have the same life. Look, when she get a job in the career, all she going to do is have a car, a home, bank account, some investments. And then, but a lot of times, she ain't going to have no man. Throw you in there with all that you bring to the table, financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally. Think about all that. Now, how is it okay? These guys talk about, oh, something wrong with you. You take money from your woman, but you'll let that woman go through $150,000 away at the system that's already a billionaire system. Trillionaire. System worth trillions. Probably a number higher than that. Y'all got to understand, man, that we got to stop looking at the world through these rose-colored glasses, because rose color ain't a pimp color. Being a wife is a full-time job with overtime. A full-time job with overtime, meaning that a full-time wife does not have time to have a full-time job. Because here's what's going to happen. A full-time wife is always gonna give more energy to her job, because if she doesn't, she can lose her job. If she doesn't give you her full energy, she's not gonna lose her husband. She can get written up at her job and get fired. You ain't gonna never write up. You ain't gonna never fire, because you know what? You tied into a contract that is based on you saying forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. You got to keep that in mind, brothers. I mean, this is real talk. You have to understand that if she has a full-time career, she cannot be an effective, efficient wife. Any man who marries a woman with a professional career is a fool, because you're not finna have anything. You're not going to have a wife, bro. You're going to have a wife in title. You're not going to have a wife in duty. You're not going to have a wife in duty. You can't. And listen, this isn't the fault of the woman. This is the fault of the man who marries the woman who has a career. You got to know better. Let me tell you something. The first woman that's gonna get cheated on is a woman with a career. And we're gonna cover a couple of reasons on this list, maybe more than a couple, but we're gonna cover some reasons on the list. The first woman who's gonna get cheated on is a woman with a career. She has no choice but to get cheated on. She gonna get cheated on. That's just how it is. As y'all can see, man, we took the wolf down, man. My autofocus was acting flaky, man. My autofocus was trying to focus on the wolf eye. You know what I'm saying? I was shooting some pictures today, man. I was shooting some bird shots today, and I forgot to take it off animal autofocus, and I ain't really got time to mess with it, so we just took the wolf down, man. For the people who say I got a fake background, you see the wolf gone? The wolf is gone. The red behind the wolf still up there. Everything else still there. The wolf gone. So when you think about that, man, education and career progression is a full-time job with overtime. Let me tell you something, man. You ever had a woman on your team, man, that was like pursuing a master's or PhD and working at the same time? Man, she barely got time to sleep. She barely got time to sleep. Literally. She ain't got time to be no wife. She ain't got time to be a good girlfriend. That's just the reality of it, man. Like it's a tough job, man, to go all the way through that much education. That's why you see a bunch of the billionaire men in the country, man. A bunch of those guys didn't finish college, man. They went to college and they figured it out what they need to do, man, and they dipped. Because the education process is just a stepping stone for you to get the amount of information you need. See, a man can go and get the information and not even go all the way through to the degree and figure out how to make the information a monetizable skill, a monetizable trade, a monetizable business. A woman needs the piece of paper. It don't matter how much of the knowledge she get. When she shows up somewhere, she needs the piece of paper. And she understands that pressure. That's why they always focus on the piece of paper. Now, am I saying a man can't use the piece of paper to put himself in a position? Yes, I'm saying he can, but I'm saying a woman cannot take those skills and say, I didn't graduate, but I went to college for 3 years and I still want to get this job. No, she got to show up with the piece of paper because women don't go to school to create, they don't go to school to create entrepreneurial experiences. See, let me tell y'all something. You can have a business that's less entrepreneurial than another business. It depending on how many government grants and how many government rules and regulations. Now you got to pay taxes, you got to do all these things. You got your building got to be able to code whatever you're doing. But I'm talking about if you have to have people come in and inspect your business every year or every quarter or something like that. See, you're tied into so many rules and regulations that you own the company, but you still kind of almost got a job because you got to deal with the state regulations so many much, or even the county regulations so much. So women end up going to school to get those pieces of paper because they can't do anything with the education if they don't have the paper to prove that they finished. That pressure is on her, so she ain't gonna do nothing to interfere with that. Nothing. It don't matter what her husband wants. She ain't gonna do nothing to interfere with that, bro. You can hang it up. You can hang it up, man. Famo. Do your thing, man. Do your pop's thing, bro. You know I get that. Michael, appreciate the $5 super chat. I'm gonna say I'm staying silent for the rest of the stream. Salute y'all and Dr. BOA. What's up? All right. So here's the thing, man. You got to keep in mind that if you take on a woman who has a full-time career, even a woman who has a full-time job, just to be honest with you, a woman who has a full-time job is required to do just as much time at her job as a woman who has a full-time career is required of her career. The difference is the woman who has a career does it with intent. The woman who has a job does it because it's a part of the job and there is the demand placed on her to do that. So you got a woman come in the career, man, she's so tired, man, she can't even cook. You got a woman come in the career, man, she's so tired she can't even clean. You got a woman come in the crib, man, she's so tired she can't even bang, 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 bang. You got a woman come in the crib and all you got is a roommate. You understand what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all something right now, man. And this is real talk. A woman who has a professional career, a career now, is looking to be an equal partner. She is looking to be an equal partner, which means that she's looking to come into a situation with you where you and her are 50-50 equals, because she feel like she makes enough money and she's worked hard at her. She feels like she works so hard to get her career that she feels like she shouldn't compromise anything. I work too hard to be submissive. I work too hard to be cooking. I work too hard to be cleaning up. I work too hard to be domestic. I work too hard to be coming home getting freaky all the time. I work too hard to be doing this. I work too hard to be doing that. I put in as much work as you did. I did. They all that putting in that work makes her feel like she's entitled to things, and she may be. But you have to decide as a man, are you willing to be with a woman who has that sense of entitlement because of the work she put in on something that ain't got nothing to do with you? Her career has nothing to do with you. Let me tell you something. You got two kind of men in the world. You got the man who values a woman's money, and you got the man who values a woman's commitment. I don't care nothing about her money. She can do whatever she wants. She can not make no. I don't care nothing about her money. I care something about her commitment. Her commitment to my process. Her commitment to my lifestyle. If a woman comes into your lifestyle, she has to live the life that you live. Otherwise, you're going to be compromising from the beginning. And once you start compromising what you want, then you'll never get it. And then you'll normalize not having it. And before you know it, man, you'll settle into a role with a woman who don't give you none of the things that you will want from a woman. That's why so many men are staying single right now. That's the real reason so many men are staying single right now. Because, I mean, it's just not worth it to get a piece of what you want from a woman. A piece. You know what I'm saying? But you got a woman with you full time. Full time. You got a woman with you full time, brothers. So, when a woman even says, well, when she run down her qualifications for being a wife, and all of it has got something to do with her career or her education, or the fact she go to church or something crazy like that, man, she has to name one thing that makes her a good wife. One thing that makes her a good wife. It's kind of like right now, man, cutting. Man, if I had a wife right now, man, listen, she'll be a professional chef. Cause all these meals I had to eat, man, all these different ways I had to prep it, man, to keep it lean and clean. She'll be prepping all these meals, bro. That'll be one of her jobs. But you know what? She won't have a problem with it because that'll be a part of her job. That'll be a part of her job. And that's just the reality of it. So a woman who has a career is just not gonna do that for you. She's not gonna do it. So another thing is this, man. You're not going to really get a whole lot of femininity from a woman who has a full-fledged, full-time career. A woman who's gone through the education and career progression necessary to have a full-time career is not going to have that level of femininity, because here's why. There's a certain aggression teetering on masculine energy necessary to compete in the professional world. A woman has to have a certain aggression to compete in the professional world. Here's the thing. Once you turn that aggression on, it never turns off. It never turns off. And so once she decides she's going to be that aggressive person and embrace the testosterone energy, then her estrogen is going to lower. You understand what I'm saying? Her estrogen is going to lower. If you notice, man, well, I don't know if you guys know or not, but a lot of times, man, you meet these women, man, and mentally, man, they're not all there. They have mental issues. They have depression issues because their hormones are out of whack. If you with her long enough, you get to see her every day, then you'll see, man, she might be growing a whisker or two on her face because her hormones are out of whack. She has irregular menstrual cycles because her hormones are out of whack. Probably has some cysts on her ovaries because her hormones are out of whack. How many times have you seen a woman with all the education in the world with an amazing body? Just think about it. How many times have you seen a woman with this crazy edge? I'm not talking about when she hit that middle age spread and had about 2-3 babies. I'm talking about 25, 26, 27, around that age right there when they get that first degree and they start working on that second degree. How many times you seen a woman with a master's degree, man, with an amazing body? I'm talking about the type of body, man, you can't keep your hands off of it, can't keep your eyes off of it. She walk by and they be on. How many times you ever seen a woman like that? And I deal with a lot of educated women, man, and I'm telling you, you're not gonna see that educated woman with that amazing body. I'm talking about that amazing feminine body. You know why? Because a long time ago she became too competitive. She's competing against her femininity. You understand what I'm saying? She's competing against her femininity. Sometimes them girls be having as much curves as a parallel line, man. The two parallel lines. You know what I'm saying? Be having much curve. I'm talking about, man, be looking like a straight shot of interstate, man. Be built up like I-10. And that's just the reality of it. But it's because she compromised her femininity a long time ago. Because I'm telling you, it takes a certain. We know this as men, being competitive. We know the type of aggression it takes, man. And we're already masculine. So the more masculine, we embrace all of our masculine energy in order to achieve these things because we understand that that masculinity and that energy is what drives us to have tunnel vision, to have unrelenting focus, to not really care about the competition, and to smash on whoever's in our way. Those women have that same outlook. And then you look at it like this: along the way, see, we deal with people in our way along the way, and we just figure out a way to smash over them. You know what I'm saying? We figure out a way to get around our obstacles. Because here's the thing: there's only a certain amount of aggression or a certain amount of impotence that you're gonna be able to do with us. Like you're only gonna be able to be an impediment to me up to a certain point. And then we're gonna have a problem. It's gonna turn into a confrontation. With a woman, a lot of times she goes through the same things we go through, but she can't confront anybody about it. She can't go through that. So she just has to deal with it and navigate it. And then so she's angry. So you add anger to the aggression, teetering on masculine energy that she possesses. How you think you're gonna get a feminine wife out of that? And here's the thing: she can never stop working hard because she got all that student loan debt to pay back. Unless you type of guy gonna pay off a student loan debt. I'm not. Two things I'm not finna do. I'm not finna put no woman through school, and I'm not finna pay the debt for a woman who went through school. That ain't my business, man. That ain't my responsibility. So you got to keep in mind, man, that and here's another thing. Once she once she hits this process, she only has the option of valuing her finances over her femininity. So she's not going to suddenly become feminine. See what I'm saying? She's not going to suddenly pop up and be this feminine woman. It's not going to happen. Femininity is developed young. A woman is taught to be feminine just like a man is taught to be masculine. A man is taught to have control over his emotions. You don't just, you know, one day you wait. If a man never was taught to have control over his emotions, he probably gonna end up dead in jail right now, man, because he can't control his anger. He could be 50, 60 years old, man, probably still gonna end up somewhere, man, jacked up or in bad shape because he can't control his anger. Or keep jumping in and out of a relationship with women, man, because he can't control his emotions. Can't control his need to love a woman, to be loved on by a woman, or whatever it is. Like, a woman has to be taught to be feminine. And let me tell you something. The reason why a woman who is focused on her education and career and making that progression her whole life can't be feminine is because when the women were teaching femininity, she was studying. She was involved in some school activity. She didn't have to cook. She didn't have to clean. She was about school. So she was never taught how to be an effective wife. She was taught how to be an effective partner by, let me go make the money so I can contribute financially as well. Especially if you're a man who has your money together. What kind of fool are you, man, to be with a woman, man, who all focused on money? You don't need her money. You don't need her money. Man, let me tell you something. You need a woman's dedication, focus, and energy on your process. And I'm not talking about you ain't doing nothing. You need a woman to help you grow. I'm talking to men that's already situated. If you already situated, you crazy, man, to value a woman's finances over her femininity, because you don't need her money. And here's the thing: you marry her, get divorced, she's still gonna get some of your money, even if she got money. Man, if I was gonna marry a woman, man, I'd rather marry a woman who ain't got nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because how you gonna feel now? Of course, we don't want either of these things to happen. But let's put this on a scale. If you had to go through a divorce with a woman? Would you rather go through a divorce with a woman who already got money and just taking your money because she can? Or would you rather go through a divorce with a woman who ain't got nothing and she got your children and you kind of, you see what I'm saying? You kind of more open to her living a certain lifestyle, and you know that you was the one man that you know that afforded the lifestyle and all that, man. Now, you don't want this thing that I got a video I'm gonna talk about to y'all tomorrow, man. You don't want this. Actually, I talked about this, man, about a year and a half ago. And I may just re-upload that video because I've already covered the topic. I covered it when it first went down. Now it's coming to fruition. You know what I'm saying? That's called me Prophet BOA, man. But when she values her finances over her femininity, you're going to have to too if she's your woman. Because if you value femininity over finances, you're always going to be disappointed with that woman. You're always going to be disappointed with that woman because she's never going to measure up as far as femininity goes. And listen, this is no knock on the woman. This is just saying that when you have a woman who has focused her entire life on building a career, she has not focused on anything else. They know a lot about one thing, whatever that degree in, whatever those series of degrees are in, she knows a lot about that one thing. I'm talking about probably knows everything about it. Man, let me tell you something, man. An educated woman is an expert on that thing she's been educated in. She's an absolute expert in that thing, man, but she don't know nothing else about nothing else. I'm talking about really. If a woman's been in school her whole year, think about that's the indoctrination camp. Think about a woman who's been being indoctrinated her whole life. Now she's 30 and she's just coming out into the real world after all of that indoctrination. She knows nothing but what she's learned from a book because her head has been in a book her entire life. How can you learn anything around you when your head is in a book all the time? Help me understand it. So you got a woman who she doesn't know anything about motherhood because she wasn't around watching women take care. She never had to deal with like younger siblings and take care of them and change their diapers and do all that. She was too busy in school. She was making good grades. She had homework to do. She got in honor classes early. Honor class, she had more homework. She had more book reports. She had more things to do. So she always had homework. Then she had, whatever goes along with that, man. I mean, the what is it, man? Um, what is the public speaking team? You know what I'm talking about? The debate team. She's on the debate team. She's in all of these clubs, these education clubs, and all of these things. She got a lot going on, man. So she ain't got time to figure those things out or learn those things. So you got a woman that does not know anything about motherhood. So she's not going to be very effective at motherhood. This isn't a knock on the woman. This is just the truth. This is the compromise that she makes when she wants to be a career woman. This is the reason career women always end up with men who make less than them. Because the only man who's going to value a woman's finances is a man who doesn't have his own. If you got your own paper, you do not value a woman's finances. You simply don't. Her money means nothing. Like it literally means nothing. When I say nothing, I mean it means nothing. She doesn't know anything about relationship dynamic. All she knows is business. That's why she wants a partner, because all she knows is business. She don't understand the relationship dynamic between her and a man. She has no idea about relationship dynamics. And so you're never going to be able to get the type of consistency with a woman who has a career when it comes to interacting with her in a relationship. Because here's the thing. Her life is career dominated. As a matter of fact, she's a slave to her career more times than not. More times than not, she's a slave to her career. And that's just not a great way to be. She's literally a slave to her career. Her career is her boss. So she's never gonna even embrace the mindset of submission to you because she feels like she's too powerful. Look at all the things she's overcome to get where she is. Why would she submit to you? You should be submitting to her. She might not say that, but her mindset is similar to that. Her mindset is similar to the fact that she believes that a man should submit to her. That's why she end up with a man who makes less than her, a man who views her as a prize. Listen, do you know how twisted a man's mind is if he views a woman who does not even know how to be a wife as a prize? If he views a woman who does not even know how to properly interact with a man as a prize? Do you know how, another thing, do you know how crazy a man has to be to view a woman who does not even know how to please him sexually as a prize? Not only does she not know how to please him sexually, she don't even know what pleases her sexually. She's totally aloof when it comes to the provision of intimate pleasure. She doesn't know how to provide it to herself. She don't know how to provide it to you. And if a woman don't know how to provide it to herself, she sure don't know what pleases her and can't help you along the way to figure out what works for her. Because the same thing don't work for every woman. There are a few universal things, but there are a lot of things that are different. And yes, that may feel she may enjoy that. You may enjoy a certain thing, but not like that. Not exactly the way you want it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how everyone is, man and woman. Somebody can do something that works, but it may not be the best thing. So you think about it. She don't know how to be a wife. Probably don't know how to cook. It's rare that a woman who's been in education and career on a education and career progression her whole life, rarely knows how to cook. Really not that good at cleaning. She could tidy up real good, but not that good at cleaning. By tidying up, I mean she can make it look real good. But when you look at like the baseboards and you take that glove and wipe it under stuff, you realize, man, she ain't wiped it under there, man, in 8 months, if ever. She doesn't know how to please you. That's what we're talking about. So the three things that just make a traditional wife, she don't know how to do those things. And here's the thing: she don't know how to do them, and she don't even really want to know how to do them. That's the crazy thing about it. She don't know how to do them and don't want to know how to do them at all. And it's the craziest thing in the world, man. Got a couple super chats in here, man. Let me run down these super chats, man. Y'all take a break right quick, man. Let me run down these super chats before they get away from me. Some of them already got away from me. So if I don't get you, man, my bad. Pay all day. Appreciate the $5 super chat. Salute OG. Oh yeah, I got you. I got that one. Got V. Got JDR. Got MPI. Got tow truck. Got Chastain. Got Markel. El Jefe, man. Appreciate $3 super chat, man. Jet 2, appreciate the $2 super chat. How can I become a member? I think Rich just Flims just put it in the D Flims put it in the joint for you, man. J2 Solid, appreciate $3 super chat. Salute Doc for giving out these cold principles. Salute to you, man. C Rob, appreciate the super chat, man. Anyone who go to church can't be a wife, bro. Real talk. Randall Davis, appreciate the $5 super chat, man. These women will work for a career, but not worth to keep a man. Somebody got to watch the kids. Daycare too expensive. Real talk. That's her job. I'm not paying for no daycare, man. C Rob, appreciate the super chat. Pastor man is her God in the Christian church. Yeah, man. Mr. Dez, appreciate the super chat, man. Salute Dr. POA and 50-50 relationship is a trap. Even if she put in her half, she's always gonna feel she did and put in more than you. No win scenario. Yeah, real talk, man. MTR, my good brother. Appreciate you being in here, man. Appreciate the $100 sponsorship, man. Tutorials and reviews. Oh, I mean, I read his name again. Everyone hit the like button. Salute to you, brother. Follow the brother rules, man. Brother MTR is over there doing big things, man. I appreciate you being over here, man. We we hit that milestone at the same time, man, and kept moving, man. Keep grinding and growing over there, bro. I love what you're doing over there, man. If y'all don't know about the brother MTR, man, you should go and subscribe to his channel, man. You got to check him out. So, a lot of times, man, and here's the thing. I know that some But her female or beta male semi Johnny gonna come in here and say, well, Dr. BOA, I'm gonna tell you like this, Dr. BOA. You just don't want no woman because you ain't man enough to handle no woman, Dr. BOA. You can't handle a strong woman, Dr. BOA. I had plenty of strong women. Well, no, they handle me, but I still, at least I with them. You scared to be with them, Dr. BOA. You don't want no woman, Dr. BOA, and that's the problem. I think all of you men in the alphasphere, something wrong with y'all. Y'all might be a little, I don't know, Dr. BOA. I ain't never heard no men like y'all. Always talking about the thing that a woman ain't fit for. She fit for everything you want, Dr. BOA. Unsubscribe. Okay, you might unsubscribe, but before you go, let me tell you this. It's not that we don't want women. We love women. We're not talking about women. We're talking about positions. I had a woman jump in the chat the other day and say, oh, so wife is a position. I'm like, well, ain't everything in your life a position? You know what? It ain't no problem with your job being a position. You accept the fact that your job is a position. Okay, great. You accept the fact that if you're on a team somewhere, you're in a position. When you were in high school, you might have been a captain of a cheerleading team. You might not have been, but you knew that captain meant something. You know what I'm saying? If you're the valedictorian at school, that's a position. The only position a woman doesn't want to assume is the position up under you in the marriage. She doesn't want to assume the position under you because she believes the position under you is not worthy. She believes that she's worthy of being in the position either equal to you or above you. Now, tell me, does that sound feminine to you? So she's going to do the provision and protecting, right? So it's not the fact that we don't want women. We just are smart enough, wise enough, experienced enough, and have seen enough tomfoolery to not put a woman in a position that she's not suited for. And here's the thing. They understand that because they don't apply for a job they're not qualified for. If the job says you need a master's degree and they have a undergrad degree, they don't even apply for the job. If the job says you need a PhD and they have a master's degree, they don't even apply for the job. If the job says, okay, we need you to have a PhD and this licensure, they don't even have that. They don't have that license. If they don't have that license, they don't do it. They don't apply for the job. If they look at somebody that says you need a 785 credit score and they credit score 700, they don't even apply. They understand positions. They just don't value the position of wife. The only woman who values position of wife is a woman who has been raised to understand and know that wife is the epitome of womanhood. The majority of women in this modern society don't believe that wife is the epitome of womanhood. A lot of these women believe that wife is a step back from career woman. They really believe that. They believe that wife is a step back from career. They believe that a career woman is too good to be a wife. Help me understand that. Now, here's the thing. They still want the title of wife, but they don't want the work that comes with it. They feel like they've already worked hard enough. A woman with a career is burnt out on working hard. She ain't gonna work hard no more. She worked hard her whole life to get where she is in her career. You think she finna get in a marriage with you and work hard too? Man, you crazy. You are nuts. And here's the thing. If I had worked all my life to get into a position like that, I wouldn't put in no work to be with nobody either. So I'm not knocking the women for that. I'm saying that you have to understand that the reason that she doesn't make a great wife or a great girlfriend either, just any great mate at all, is because she's burnt out on compromise. She's burnt out on working hard. She's burnt out on dedication. She's burnt out on focus. She ain't got no more tunnel vision. She just want to work and make money, man, because that's what she went to school for. She's burnt out. She's mentally burnt out, emotionally burnt out, and physically burnt out to the point, man, where she already don't know how to please you, and now she burnt out on it. Let me tell you something, man. Women, the more education a woman has, the lower her sex drive is. I say again, the more education a woman has, the lower her sex drive is. Her sex drive is the majority of the time. Now, of course, there are exceptions to every rule, but the majority of women with those high level educations, their sex drive is low, man. You're not gonna have the best. You're not ever gonna have the best sexual experience unless it's your first sexual experience. You're not gonna have the best sexual experience you ever had with a woman with a degree, bro. With multiple degrees, you're not. That's just the reality of it, man. And I mean, this ain't knocking nobody, man. I speak on these things, man, because they're real. This is real. Here, man, listen, you're a successful man. You the major career or your business or whatever you want to, man. You getting money. You building the life you want to. Got some nice investments, man. I mean, you looking at your life and your life is great. Now you just want to spend some time with, you just want to have a woman around, man, to live the life with. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Life is enjoyable. Life is very enjoyable. Very enjoyable. Very enjoyable as a single man. I'm talking about absolutely enjoyable as a single man. And sometime you may think from time to time about how life would be if you had a woman, not just any woman, a woman who fit into your life. Here's the problem. It's a hard thing to find, brothers. It is hard to find a woman who fits into your life. I'm talking about fit like a mitt. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about the type of thing where she fit in your life so well sometimes you don't even know she there. That type of fit. It's hard to find it, man. Because we're not going to even talk about social media because 9 times out of 10, the women with all these education aren't really active on social media like that. They never had time to. They may post every now and then, man, as they start getting to the end of their journey where they about to slide into their career. And once they're in their career, they may post a little bit more. But man, a woman, man, that's really head first, man, about that, man, she don't spend a whole lot of time on social media, man. Show ain't finna post no pics that you wouldn't approve of. For one thing, she ain't got no body. And for another thing, she just feels like she's above that activity publicly. And even privately. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing. And here's why I say, man, every man needs at least 2 women. Because now, this woman with all of this education, 9 times out of 10, she carries herself like a lady in the streets. I will give her that. She never had time to turn into this body yaddy type chick, man. She never had the time to turn into, the chick who just wanna do a bunch of crazy stuff publicly. Cause here's the thing. She also has built a reputation along the way. You know what I'm saying? And she doesn't want to destroy everything she's built by getting out here thotting it up publicly. So she's gonna carry now what she does behind closed doors ain't got nothing to do with me. But she's gonna carry herself like a lady in the streets for the most part, by comparison to the average chick. Here's the thing. With the lady in the streets, you need a freak in the sheets. Nah, bruh. Here's the problem with lady in the streets, freak in the sheets. The lady in the street don't know how to be a freak in the sheets. And the freak in the sheets don't even want to be a lady in the streets. So you to have the lady in the streets and the freak in the sheets, it's gonna take 2 women. You can't get all of that from one woman, man. The problem is we as men are told that we're supposed to get all of that from one woman or settle for not having it. Women don't do it. I promise you, women don't do it. Let a woman want a man with paper and a man who cater to her too. She gonna get it. Guarantee, bro. She gonna get that. Promise you that. C. Rob, appreciate the super chat, man. Oh, I think I already read them, man. Got some more down here, I believe. Macmillan, appreciate the $10 super chat, man. Been through that before. Had a girl who was a winner at work and looks, but thought I was her subordinate. And I'm like, man, that's crazy. Rome, appreciate the $10 super chat. Women want to be the boss these days. Submission doesn't appeal to them. They could never be the leaders. Betas give her the illusion. Her boss's boss. Social media. She submits to someone. Yeah, man. Keith Ginseng, appreciate the $5 super chat, man. Tuition, salute to you, bro. Brown Hornet 1975, salute my squad brethren. Appreciate the $10 super chat, man. Salute Doc, salute to you, bro. K-Son Jones, appreciate the $4 super chat, man. David Evans, appreciate the $10 super chat, man. A prudent wife is a gift from the Lord. You don't find her, God gives you her if you earned it. You have to find it, man, cause that same chapter you're reading from, man, it says that with the same book you're reading from, probably he who founded a wife founded a good thing, man. What that proverb was that Ecclesiastes? One of them is in the Old Testament. It's too late for me to be thinking about that, man. It's 9 p.m., man, where I'm at, bro. My mind shut down, man, around about 8:30, man. So you got to keep in mind, man, that now, granted, I will give you that God puts her in your path. God puts her in your path. Here's the thing: you got to be on your path. And you got to be knocking women to the side, man, putting them out of the way. You got to push them out of the way if they don't fit. The problem with the majority of men in this society is that you keep putting women into your life that don't fit into your life. You keep adding women to your life that don't fit into your life. That's what you keep doing. Here's the thing, man. I want to tell y'all this, man. Yeah, I think it's Proverbs, man. Here's the thing. When a woman is looking to be an equal partner, that literally means that she's looking to be half man, half woman, and she's looking for a man who's willing to be half woman, half man. I say that again. 50-50 partner. See, if I'm a whole man and she's a whole one, we can't be 50-50 partners and we just both be whole. 50-50 means that instead of me giving 100% of me, I get 50% of me. She get 50% of herself. And then we take on the other 50% from one another. So I'm half man, half woman. That's why we splitting responsibility. That's why we splitting household duties. Man, let me tell you something. I wish I would have a woman in the house with me, man, and I'm cleaning up sometime and washing dishes sometime and doing laundry sometime. Now, I don't know about laundry. I don't really like women to do my laundry, man. I had a woman do my laundry one time, man. They were years ago, man. I ain't let a woman touch my laundry since then, man. Man, she put Clorox on some, I don't know. Man, she ain't know nothing. Literally, man. So I don't let women touch my lunch, man. But all that other stuff, man, I'm not finna be doing none of that, bro. I'm not finna be doing none of that. I believe in traditional gender roles. You know why? Because I'm gonna pay the cost to be the boss. I'm gonna do my part, and a woman gonna fit in my life. She got to do her part. She got to be willing to accept that submissive wife role. If she's not, cool. Dr. BOA is good, single, man. I'm telling you. Even if a woman is willing to accept that role, man, I got to ask myself some questions before I even dive into it still. Listen, a woman can be the perfect wife candidate. Of course, we ain't talking about no legal marriage. Now, you know we ain't talking about that. But she could be the perfect wife candidate. And I'm still going to have to sit myself down and say, well, Doc, look like you might have yourself one, man. Oh, no, bro. Man, you know, man, we living so good right now, man. I'm talking about, man. But, man, you know, she's a virgin. You know, you always say if God send you a virgin, you do the right thing with it. Me know, man, me say that, but now me think my life so good, man, me don't know about it. No, me don't know about it. You know, she's a good woman, but my life is so golden right now, man. Me don't know about it. That's the conversation I'm gonna have with myself. Me don't know about it. You know, yeah, man. She ticks all the boxes. But does it even matter? Like, is my life so great single that I just don't care about the boxes being ticked anymore? Have women gone to the point where the man who's in the position simply says, it doesn't matter how good she is anymore. I just don't want that. It doesn't matter, like, what kind of compromise she makes. It doesn't matter. I just don't want it anymore. Have we seen so many marriages fail? Have we seen so many men being punished in divorce court? Have we seen so many men being punished in family court with this child support thing? Have we seen so many men being punished by women bringing children on them that's not theirs, or women cheating on them with their friends, or women disrespecting them, or women not doing, or women letting themselves go, gain 150 pounds on the man? Have we seen so much of that we're like, it doesn't even matter anymore? I'm just not going to do it. And if we are that way, how much of that is the fault of the independent career minded woman? How much of that is her fault? See, she wants you to be a traditional husband, but she can only be a non-traditional wife. So a woman who doesn't cook, doesn't clean, doesn't blow and go, don't do any of that. She don't do none of that, but she wants you to be a traditional husband and provide and protect. But she don't do none of the other stuff. Dude said, let me tell you what kind of fantasy world guys live in. The game said if a woman goes to work, makes money, comes home, cooks, cleans, take care of the children, and freaks his socks off, he'll pay for everything. Hell, I will too. The problem is that woman doesn't exist. That dude ain't got that woman in his life, so why is he even talking about it? None of us have that woman in our lives. Because of a woman is educated enough. I ain't talking about no woman that go work in no bull crap job. I'm talking about a woman that go out and get some real money. That woman got too much education in her background. She's not going to do the rest of that stuff. So it's impossible. The guy's talking about a unicorn. He was just talking. He knows that woman doesn't exist. Game ain't no spring chicken no more, man. Game got to be closed in on 40. He already know the game. The same way we do. That woman doesn't exist. So you have to make a choice. If you're going to have a woman who has education, career, and makes money, but doesn't give you any of the wifey things, also carries herself like a woman in the streets. And here's the thing. Those women are not very keen on sexual pleasure, receiving or giving it. So it's a lot less likely that she's going to be out there in the streets freaking off. Like, for sure, one man is enough for a woman with a full-fledged education. That's a good thing about him. If you got a woman with a career and she got a master's degree, PhD, I can almost guarantee you that one man is enough for her sexually. Then you got the other side. You got the woman who's willing to do all of those things that we as men want as husbands, that we will want from our wife, the woman who's in the wife position in our lives. But man, you can't trust her farther than you can see her. I mean, you can't trust none of them farther than you can see her. But this one is a special case because she is all about freaky pleasure. I'm talking about the only time it ain't on her mind is when you put it on her behind, homie. So what you got yourself there? What do you have yourself there? Do we plan on falling off at some point? So we need the woman with the education? The one who not only does she think she deserves to have you be a traditional husband while she's a non-traditional wife, she'll turn around and she'll want a non-traditional husband because she has chosen to be a non-traditional wife. See, she wants a non-traditional husband because she has chosen to be a non-traditional wife, or she wants a traditional husband even though she chose to be a non-traditional wife. You see the similarity there? In both of those scenarios, she chose to be a non-traditional wife. See, there is no such thing as a non-traditional wife. There's a woman who's fit to be a wife, and there's a woman who's not. Anytime you have to add non-traditional to something, that means that you changed it for the worse. Tradition means something. You go to other cultures, they don't shun their traditions. Their traditions last generation after generation. The only tradition that the women in this society want to change is the traditional gender roles, the traditional relationship roles, the traditional marriage dynamic. They don't want to change anything else. And the crazy thing is this. They don't even understand how that ties into the lack of success in their relationships. They don't even understand that. DT, appreciate the $5 super chat, man. Proverb 31:10. Yep. Who can find a virtuous woman for her prices far above rubies? There it is. That's one of them. That's a good one, man. It's a good quote right there, DT. Man, look, bro, man, ain't no telling. No matter what we talking about in the alpha sphere, them scriptures gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? Them scriptures gonna show up at some point. That's how we always remind ourselves that God is moving amongst us. People can say what they want to say. Ain't no God. I don't believe in God. I don't believe in. That's what they say. In the alpha sphere, the scripture always show up. Somebody gonna bring the scripture into the conversation. You know why? Because we are a group of men. We are an environment of men who apply the scripture to our lives and see the benefit from it. You can have 1,000 men in a room and all of them can be rich. All of them can be rich. But the men in that room who have a relationship with God, they have something those other men don't have. Peace of mind. You know how wonderful it is, man, to have peace of mind and money? Whole lot better than just having money. Having peace of mind and no money is better than having is better than having money with no peace of mind. But having peace of mind and money, unstoppable force of just everyday pleasure, man. Howard Webster, appreciate the dub sack, man. I'm the oldest of my siblings. I wish I had a big brother like you teaching me at an early stage. I've been blessed though. I'm 37, no kids and single. Done plenty of beta things for women, but I always got away scot free. Man, hey, that's the blessing in it, man. That's the blessing in it. When you get it, listen, when you can learn your lessons without taking any, real collateral damage, it's an amazing thing, man. I mean, I got my C's because I wanted them. You know what I'm saying? So for me, and I may not be done yet. For me, I don't look at the system as this big monster. You know what I'm saying? I don't look at the system as this big monster. Oh, this big monster going. I ain't finna get married. I ain't finna do no legal marriage. But for me, the right situation. But here's the thing: even about having children, though, a woman has to buy into your process. She has to buy into your process, man. By buying into it, I'm not talking about give you a bunch of lip service. Yeah, yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I'll go along with that. Yeah, I can do. I'm talking about actively embrace your lifestyle and make it her own. Everything about your lifestyle. Mike Tyson vegan, his wife eat meat. I don't even see how that works. Because if I don't do something, I don't do it for health reasons. For either health reasons or spiritual reasons. So why would I have my woman doing it? Why would I have a woman who's doing it? So here's the thing, man. Another thing is she thinks she deserves to have a man all to herself because in her mind, she really don't need no man. She thinks more like a man than a woman. She believes that if a man is going to be in her life, now listen now, if a man is going to be in her life, granted, we know she always going to be in the man life. But if a man's going to be in her life that she thinks she has, he needs to conform to what she wants. First of all, here's the thing. You ain't got no life. You may have a career or a job, but you ain't got no life. You may have a little money, but you ain't got no life. Because life is based on purpose. And here's the thing about purpose. Even as a man, if you have a career and you went to college and got that career and established a foundation for that career is not your purpose because man didn't make purpose. So if there's any business that a man created or any business, your purpose is not someone else's business. So no matter what you do, you can make $1 million a month, but if you are working a job, that's not your purpose. So even men who do that go get money, but then they get on their purpose. A woman has no purpose. Her purpose is to be a wife and mother and helpmeet. That's why they just go to school, get education, and get careers, and that's the end. They get a career, they make money, that's it. There is no purpose after that. They find a way to make their career their purpose. You might as well. You spent your whole life doing it. But it's really not their purpose. Because here's the thing. They couldn't do it before they got that piece of paper. Men get degrees, have careers, and then have a purpose that ain't got nothing to do with their career. They just make money in their career. But their purpose is something else. So they literally could have done their purpose without having an education. A woman can't do that. Women don't have a purpose except being a mate and helpmeet. That's her purpose for creation. She could do anything she wants. She could take on any obstacle that she wants to overcome and to be whatever she wants to be, but her purpose, her reason for being is to be a mate and a helpmeet. wife, and mother. And that's just real, man. Yeah, I know I ain't making that up. I can't make it up. It's too real. It's too real. And here's another thing. When a woman is in school all that time and spends all that time on education, she loses out on a bunch of the common sense things, like judging people's character. Like, man, women who have education, man, especially the first man they have, man, is always, man, just a terrible dude. He's just a terrible dude. Let's not act like all of us are good, but their first man is always a terrible dude. I'm talking about almost always a terrible dude. But see, that comes from not being able to not being able to judge people's character. They might get used by people a lot because they're unable to judge people's character. They haven't developed that backbone necessary to stop being used by someone. They haven't developed that backbone necessary to tell someone no. That's a common sense thing because you're dealing with people in the real world and you're realizing that, okay, this means this. Okay, if a person is like this, then that means this. They haven't figured out how to interact. They don't know about human interaction. Like they really lack in the department of human interaction. They don't know how to do it. So it's one thing to have a woman that's 22 and you got to teach her human interaction. You got to teach her how to deal with you as a man. You got to teach her how to be a woman. To be the type of woman that works for you. It's something totally different, man, to try to teach that to a woman that's 40. Honestly, you don't want to have to teach a woman that's 40 nothing. But you got to teach her. If you meet a woman who has a career and she's 40, she knows nothing but her career. And here's the thing. She's got just as many scars, if not more, as a woman who's been out there dealing with people her whole life. But at least that woman who has those scars can put those scars into perspective and say, okay, I've seen this before. I know what that is. I've seen that before. I know what that is. Okay, this guy isn't doing any of that. I'm going to roll with him. She doesn't have that experience, but she got just as much pain. See what I'm saying? She's more likely to be on psychotropics. And that's just real. That's just the reality of it. See, let me tell you one thing about them. A woman with a career believes that she can throw money at any issue that proves her inability to develop proper relationships. Her parents, she was a bad child. She was neglectful, blah, blah, blah. She throw money at them. Buy them big stuff. Buy them cribs. Buy them this. Look, it's kind of like, y'all remember, I know y'all probably seen Welcome Home Roscoe Jenkins, man, movie with Martin Lawrence and Said the Entertainer in it. But, so he says James Earl Jones was their dad. So he was never coming home, but he was sending expensive stuff home. You know what I'm saying? Sent his dad, man, this huge TV, man. Dad never even took it out of the box. Never even opened it. You know what I'm saying? Because when you put yourself in that position, now, he was a simp in that movie because he had a woman running him. I'm talking about, did he have a woman? Boy, he had a woman running him. Finally, at the end, man, he stood up, man, and got his golden ass back. But all through that thing, man, she was running him. But I say that, man, as a movie example of what happens when you throw yourself into education and career. You end up losing the ability to properly interact with people, even your loved ones. You end up not being able to interact with people properly. And here's the thing about that. When it comes to your offspring, you're not a very effective parent, but you buy them a lot of stuff. When it comes to your parents, you're not a very effective offspring. You're not a very effective child, but you buy them a lot of stuff. You give them a lot of money. Make sure they're situated. When it comes to your friends, you're not really engaged with them, but they can always come to you and ask for money. When it comes to your family, you ain't really engaged with them, but they can always come to you and ask for money. You give people big gifts for Christmas, give people big gifts for their birthdays. But when it comes to having a man, you ain't gonna give up no money. We know that because you think the man's supposed to take care of you even though you don't know how to be a wife. You think a man's supposed to treat you like a wife even though you're not a wife. You don't know how to interact with the man. You don't know how to bow down and submit in any scenario because you're too aggressive, too abrasive. Even the nicest woman with a career turns more aggressive and abrasive when she's in a relationship. Either that or she's just totally aloof and totally just distant. You know what I'm saying? Here's the thing about a woman with an education. If she's going hard and you marry her, she's gonna keep going hard like she did when she was single. So you're gonna have a woman, you're gonna be tied down by a commitment that you made by law, which keeps your hands tied to a bunch of actions you could do if you were single, but you're not gonna be getting nothing from the woman. I'm talking about nothing from the woman, brothers. Nothing. And I'm telling you, brother, it's just not the place to be. It's not a positive energy situation for a man to be in, man. So I advise any man, you better think twice, man, before you call yourself married and educated woman. Unless you broke. Now, if you broke, if you ain't got no paper, I get it. She got some paper. You finna figure out how to come up on it. But here's the thing: if you broke and you've been broke your whole life, all you're gonna do is run through the paper. So if she gonna end up in a worse situation with you than she would. Man, who if you ain't got no paper, if you ain't figured out how to make no paper, man, then you don't know how to treat paper. You got to get some paper before you know how to treat paper. You know what I'm saying? Unless you was well raised by your dad. Fitzgerald Stevens, appreciate the super chat, man. And ever listen of your platform, my fellow Alabamian brother. Roll Tide, man. Real talk. Roll Tide, baby. I just watched the spring game yesterday, man. I don't know what to say about it, though. And this is just, like I said, man, this is not an attack on educated women. This is more to inform men of what you're dealing with when you find yourself considering any type of relationship with a woman who has spent her entire life chasing education and career objectives. She just doesn't know how to be an effective wife. She doesn't know. I mean, she doesn't know. And then there are the other things you're gonna have to deal with. You know what I'm saying? I mean, physically, she's not gonna be the thing about a woman's career. She's never had to be sexy, because you can't be sexy while you're chasing career objectives. Sex ain't a part of that. Unless you, if you, let me tell you something. You got a sexy woman chasing a career, man. That woman trying to sleep her way to the top. Majority of women that's really about that life, man, they don't even know how to look sexy. They just don't know it. Now, granted, simple is good. To me, the sexiest thing a woman can wear is t-shirt and panties. I might do a video on that, man. I might do a video on the top 10 sexiest outfits a woman can wear. I might do a video on that. We'll see how y'all like that, man. So, you know what? We ain't gonna stay on here too much longer, man. I want to come on here and touch on this topic because, truth be told, man, I set this live stream up like 2 months ago, and I just forgot to do it. So I was going through my backlog, man. Y'all can see, man, we got live streams set up all this week already. You already know what the topics are. You can already like it. You can already set your calendar. Already set your timer. Go ahead and get ready. And but I want to come here and touch on this topic, man, because it's a real big topic, and because a lot of men are in a situation now, man, where they're starting to think about relationships, man, and just trying to gauge the relationship dynamics and what one will be best to put in that situation. And I just don't believe that many men understand the type of damage to their femininity and their outlook on femininity that women with education and careers, the independent woman has. Any woman who says she's independent is going to live her life trying to prove that.